Hi everyone. Myself, Suresh, lecturer in mechanical engineering from Government Polytechnic, Chegunta. I am going to deal with a subject called Basic Workshop Technology, and my today's topic is from sheet metal work. And the subtopics are hems and bending operations of a metal sheet. So, first of all, we have to discuss about the hems. Okay, so hem or folding edges. Okay, so hem is a folding edge on a sheet metal. Okay, so hem is nothing but the it is a folding of edges of a sheet. Okay, that is comes under the that is called hem. Okay, its stiffness the sheet metal and prevents sheet from damage and wear of the edges. So by hemming process, so we can increase the strength of the sheet. Okay, so and also to prevent the sheet from the damages and wear of the edge of the sheet. Next, so it can increase the strength and makes a smooth finished edge. Okay, so by hemming process, so we can increase the strength of the uh, sheet or folding edge and makes a smooth finished edges of a sheet. Okay, now we can see the what are the various types of hems. So there are mainly three types of hems. Okay, so they are the first one, the single hem, second, a double hem, and the third one is wired edge. Okay, so first one, single hem, second, double hem, and the third one will be a wide edge. Okay, so now we can discuss about the first type of hem, that is a single hem. So here we can see the both the diagrams here. Okay, in diagram one, in picture one, so we can see the layout or layout of the sheet. Okay, how much the sheet should be bent. Okay, so here we can see the value of w. So this is a width this is the width of the sheet which to be bend. Okay, so which is going to be fold or bend. Okay, so in this figure we can see the bending operation of a sheet in a single hem. Okay, we can see now. So single hem is made by single folding of the edge, okay, of the sheet metal. So so single hem is nothing but the a single folding of the edge of the sheet metal. So for the sheet, the edge to be folded for a single fold. Okay, that is comes under the single hem. Okay, so next is double hem. So we can see here. So this is a diagram of a double hem. So here we can see, so in this diagram we have two widths. Okay, so this is the first width and second width which is going to be fold. Okay, okay. So first we have to fold the first or topper or upper edge of the sheet, okay, for a single hem. Then after again it should be folded for that is so folding of the sheet to a twice. Okay, so in this we can see here, so with the help of a ball peen hammer or soft hammer, so here we are making a double folding of the edge of a sheet. Okay, so we can see now. So double hem is made by folding the edges over twice. Okay, so twice is nothing but two times. So so it is made by folding the edges of a sheet over twice and for increase the strength of the folding. So by folding the edges of the sheet over twice, so it can increase the strength, that is greater strength can be obtained. Okay, so in these figures we can see here, we can observe the diagrams. So folding of the edges of the sheet for twice. Okay, next is a wide edge. So we can see the diagram here. Okay, so here, so wide edge. So this is a diagram of a so sheet which is going to be folded like a wire. Okay, so with the help of a hammer, the sheet is going to be folded like a wire. Okay, so here we can see the operation or procedure to fold it like a wire. Okay, right. So wide edge, it is the process of folding a piece of sheet metal. So it is a process of folding a piece of sheet metal around a wire of a given diameter. Okay, so around a wire of a given diameter, so that we can get the small diameter of the folding of the edge. Okay, next, so it provides a greater strength than the double hem. Okay, so it provides greater strength than the double single hem and the double hem. Okay, next, so allowances for the wide edge. We can see here. So allowances for the wide wide edge. Okay, so two and a half times the diameter of wire is taken to fold it around. Okay, so two and a half times the diameter of wire. So it is taken to fold it around. Okay, take it round. So suppose, for example, if a diameter of the wire is of 3 mm, that is, if a 3 mm diameter is used, then uh, so two and a half times now, so it is 7.5 mm. So must be allowed to form a wide edge. Okay. So suppose in case, so we are using we are if a 5 mm diameter is used, then what will be, so how much at what at how many millimeters must be allowed? So it is 12.5. That is two and a half times, no? So 12.5 must be allowed to form a wide edge. Okay. Then we can see the uses of wide edge. So wide edge is formed on articles like funnels, cups, and trays. So this wide edge is formed on articles, so like funnels, cups, and trays. Okay. Next, we can see the bending operations. Okay. So next topic will be the bending operations like flanging, burring, embossing, beading, rising, hollowing. Okay, so these are the different types of bending operations. Okay, so first is flanging, second burring, third embossing, fourth beading, fifth rising, and sixth one is hollowing. You can see here. So these are the diagrams of flanging operation. Okay, bending operation, flanging, bending operation. Okay, we can observe both the figures. Okay, right. So flanging, it is the process of producing edges having various widths and angles of flat or curved sheet metals. Okay, for a curved or flat sheet metals, so we can produce edges of various widths and angles. Okay, next one is burring. You can see the Similar diagram of a flanges. Okay, so it is the process of making narrow flange. Okay, so it is a process of making a narrow flange. Okay, so it is performed on burring machines. So this burring operation can be performed only on burring machines. Okay. Next, so next will be embossing bending operation. So we can see the diagram of a embossing. Okay, so we have a punch die. So between the punch and die, just we have to place the blank. So which is going to be embossed. Okay, right. So embossing is the process of producing shallow indentations. Okay, it is a process of producing shallow indentations or raised designs. Okay, so here in the bottom of the figure we can see so embossed components that is, those are already components which are prepared by the application of prepared in this process. Okay, so by using a punch and the die. Next, the metal thickness is not changed during this process. So here we are not any changing the metal thickness. Okay. Next we can see here. So the design shows on both sides. Okay. So why? So the punching the punch has the similar shape of the die. Okay. So that the blank will formed deformed into the or moves or deflected into the shape of the dice. Okay. So depressed details on one side, depressed details on one side, and relief details on other side. Okay, so the top of the blank, so here we will get a depression, and here we will get a relief. Okay, so depressed details on one side and relief details on other side. Okay, next, so the applications of embossing, you can see the applications of embossing. So letters and fancy designs. So letters, that is alphabets, and fancy designs on thin sheets. Okay, so letters and fancy designs on thin sheets can be designed or obtained. Okay, so next is next to bending operation is beading. So a sheet metal works beads. A sheet metal worker beads the surfaces of sheet metal so products for a different and a neater appearance. Okay, and to increase the strength of the sheet. And also, so beading is done with rotary machine and beading rolls. So beading is done with rotary machines and beading rolls. Okay, so next we can see this is a diagram of a or operation of a beading. Okay, that is punch and the sheet blank. Okay, and this is a die. Okay, this is a diagram of a beading. Okay, so this is a component, a beaded plate or component or product. Okay, that is a bead. Okay, we can observe the figure, so we can get each and every part. Okay, so beaded or curled edge, curled edge. Next we can see the rising. So rising is the process of making depression on flat surface. Okay, it is a process of making depression on flat surface so as to form curved shapes. Okay, so with the help of a punch, so just we have to apply the pressure on the blank sheet, so that it forms a curved shape. Okay, so it is performed by a raising hammer and a raising block. Okay, so we can see here. Sorry, we are not here. We are not using any punch and die. So here we can use a hammer, soft hammer, and the stakes. Okay, so we can see here. So by using, it is performed by using a raising hammer and a raising block. Okay, so this is a diagram of a raising operation. Okay, so next one is hollowing. Okay, so it is the process of deformation of sheet metal into a particular shape. Okay, so hollowing is the process of deformation of sheet metal. Okay, deformation of sheet metal into a particular shape. Okay, next, so it involves the stretching of the metal to form a concave shapes. Okay, so in this process it involves the stretching of the metal sheet, so to form a concave shapes. Okay, next you can see the hollowing process. So hollowing a blow on a sandbag. Okay, here we can see. So this will be a sandbag. So he is doing a hollowing. Okay, next one is so planishing. So here we can see the planishing operation. So it is a finishing process to bring the final shape with an improved surface of the sheet metal. Okay, so planishing is the finishing process. So to bring them into a final shape, so with an improved surface of the sheet metal. Okay, so it imparts some degree of hardness to the sheet metal. Okay, next. So here we can see the planishing operation. So planishing hammer. Okay, next mushroom head anvil. So this mushroom head anvil is fixed between in the bench wise or wise. Okay, so that we can make the a cup shaped components. Okay, these are the various types of components prepared. Okay, by the sheet metal. Okay, so here we can see. Okay, right. So next one will be a sinking. So it is a method of thinning metal. Okay, it is a method of thinning metal to form shallow trays. Okay, so thinning metals to form a shallow trays. So with the edge of a metal. So visually untouched. Okay, next we can see here. This is a diagram of a sinking. Okay, here we can observe the parts: hardwood, guide pins, metal thinned. 516302125. Okay, next is squeezing. Okay, so here we can see the squeezing operation. So it is a process of thickening the top edge of a component. It is a process of thickening the top edge of a component. Okay, so this is used when the top edge are very thin. Okay, so squeezing hammer along with the squeezing iron is used to close down joint edges. So to close down the joint edges of the sheets, okay, a squeezing hammer along with the squeezing iron is used. Next one is crimping. Crimping. So it is used to congregate the. It is used to congregate and reduce the size of one end of a pipe. Okay, So crimping is the process of crimping is used to congregate and reduce the size of one end of the pipe so that it will fit into another pipe of the same dimension. Okay, so this is called crimping. You can see here a section of crimping pipe, so which is fitted into the another pipe of same dimensions. Okay, this is a process of crimping. So next one is grooving. So next one is grooving operation. Right. Next topic is grooving. Okay. So this is a diagram of a grooving seam. Okay. So grooving is one of the bending operation. Okay. So it is a process of locking and closing the two folded edges of a sheet metal. Okay. Here we are taking the sheets, two sheets or a single sheet. So suppose if you take two sheets, so we are folding the two sheets into a grooved shape. Edges of the sheet, we are make them into a grooved shape so that we can lock the two sheet edges so that we can increase the strength of the joint of the sheets. Next, so to form a grooved seam, so that we can form a grooved seam. Okay, so by a hand groover or a grooving machine, this operation can be done either by hand groover or by the grooving machine. Okay, so next one is drawing. So this is a diagram of a drawing. Okay, we can see. So figure A, that is a setup for drawing. Okay, so between the dice, so here we are placing a circular blank. Okay, circular blank we are placing on the top of the die. So by using a punch, okay, just we have to apply the pressure on the blank so that the punch is moved or passes into the gap or hole of a die. So by pressing the blank so that we can get a complete drawing or we can prepare the a cup shaped components so by this drawing process. Okay, we can see here. So it is a process of producing the hollow shapes such as cups and dishes from a flat sheet metal by a punch and die. Okay, next we can see. So there is a deep drawing here. Okay, this is the one type of drawing. Okay, so the height of the component is greater than the diameter or width. If the height of the component or product which is prepared in this process is greater than the diameter or width. Okay, so that is called a deep drawing. Okay, next is shallow or box drawing. So the height of the component is less than the diameter or width of the punch or die hole. Okay, so this is comes under the shallow or box drawing. That is the height of the component is less than the diameter or width. Next we can see the operation of squeezing. Okay, so squeezing. Next is a squeezing operation. Okay, you can see. So squeezing is the process of deforming the sheet metal in cold state. Okay, so by applying a greater amount of pressure with the punch and the die. So by here we are making the deformation of a sheet in the cold state. Okay, so by the application of greater amount of pressure, so by the punch, okay, and die. Okay, so we can see the squeezing operations. So sizing, ironing, hobbing, ironing. Okay, so all these four are the squeezing operations. Okay, so in this squeezing operation, so we are deforming the sheet metal in a cold state, so by the greater amount of pressure and with the help of a punch and the die. So in all these four squeezing operations, so almost we can see the same procedure. Okay, so we can see the sizing squeezing operation. Okay, so here we can see the before figure. This is a before. Okay, and this will be the after, before and after. So right, we can see the sizing squeezing operation or process. So sizing is the process of changing the metal thickness and configurations by squeezing. So by squeezing. Okay, so in this process we are changing the metal thickness and configurations. Okay, by changing the by squeezing the by squeezing in this process, so we can change the metal thickness and also the configurations of the workpiece or metal sheet. Okay, so it is closely related to coining operation. Okay, so the sizing operation is closely similar or related to the coining operation. Okay, next we can see the coining process or coining operation. Here we can see. So on the top of the in this figure we can see the topmost part, that is punch. So under the punch there will be a blank. So on so between the punch and the die there is a blank. Okay, so in the bottom of the figure we can see, so that is the coined component after finished, that is the finished product or component. Okay, so coined component, that is a coined component prepared by the punch and the die. Okay, right. So it is the process of, that is coining is a process of squeezing the metal into the cavity, so between the punch and the die. Okay, so this coining process is a squeezing the sheet metal into the cavity, so between the punch and the die. Okay, so this is employed for making coins, medals, and similar articles. Okay, that is cylindrical shaped articles or components. Okay, so coins can be made by using this coining squeezing operation, and medals also prepared by this coining operation, and some other similar articles. Okay, next is hobbing. So this is a diagram of a hobbing process. Retainer rings. Okay, so die insert, hob, ram. Okay, so ram also we can call it as a punch. Okay, with it is attached with hob. Okay, so we can see, so hobbing is the process of producing cavities of a desired form. Okay, so it is the process of producing cavities of a desired form. Okay, so this can be done on a blank of soft material. Okay, this can be, this process can be this producing of the cavities of a desired form can be done on the blank, okay, of soft material by forcing hardened steel hub. Okay, so by the forcing the or by applying the pressure on the steel hub into a soft material. Okay, so next is ironing. Okay, so next is ironing. So punch, tube, and die. So here we can see the diagram of a ironing. Okay, punch and tube and die. Okay, so ironing is the process of reducing the wall thickness. Okay, so in this process we can reduce the wall thickness of the cup. Okay, so whatever the cups we are prepared by the drawing of process, so those for those cups, so here we can reduce the thickness, wall thickness of the cups, so by using punch and the die. Okay, so next topic is seams. Okay, next we can see the topic of seams. So actually what is a seam? So seam is a joint formed by two edges of a sheet. Okay, for two edges, for sheets, two sheets, the edges is going to be joined. Okay, so it is a joint formed by two edges of a sheet metal. Okay, so the process of joining edges is called seaming. Okay, seaming nothing but the joining of edges of a joining of two edges of a sheet metal is called seaming. Okay, so we now we can see the types of seams here. Okay, so here we can see the five types of seams. So first one is a lap seam, second grooved seam, third single seam, fourth double seam, and fifth will be a dovetail seam. Okay, so these are the different types or various types of seams. Okay, so next is sixth one will be a flanged and bird bottom seam. Seventh, cap strip seam. Eighth, pit bugged seam. Ninth, strip joint seam. Okay, so now we discuss all the various types of seams briefly. Okay, this is the placement or positioning of the sheets in lap seam. Okay, so here we are placing the one sheet over the other. Okay, so we can see, right. So this lap seam is made by lapping the edges of one sheet over the other sheet. Okay, so it is the this is made by lapping the one edge of a sheet is placed over the other edge of a other sheet. Okay, so this joint is made permanent either by soldering or riveting, either by using soldering joint or by riveting joint. So here we are joining the two sheets. Okay, so edges of the sheets we are joining so that we can make a single component. Okay, next is a grooved seam. Okay, so grooved seam in figure A. So we are make them into a turned lock. Okay, the two edges of the sheets of two sheets are make them into a turned lock, and then hooked together. Those two turned locks are hooked together. Okay, then we have to apply a with the help of a hand groover or machine groover. So just we have to make a grooved seam. Okay, so that so we can make a single component. Okay, so it consists of hooking two folded edges and locking them together with a hand groover. Okay, with the help of a hand groover. So here we are making a hooking of two folded edges and locking them together. Okay, next is a single seam. So next is a single seam. So single seam is a folded to a stand at right angles to the surface of the product. So single seam is folded to stand at right angles to the surface of the product. We can see here. Okay, so the seam is used to fasten bottoms of cylindrical, square or a rectangular containers. Okay, we can see the diagram of a single seam. Okay, so here we have here we are, this is a one sheet and this will be the another sheet. So one sheet, another sheet is placed at a right angle to the or perpendicular to the uh, another sheet. So by placing this edges by folding these two edges of the sheet, so we can make a new component. Okay, that is completed seam on a cylindrical containers. Okay, so second figure will, that is a preparation of a seam. Okay, next, so next will be a double seam. So in a single seam, bend back against the body of the articles. Okay, So double seam is a single seam bent back against the body of the articles. Okay. So the double seam does not depends upon the solder or rivets. So to hold the pieces. So why means the seaming the edges will be folded twice so that so it can increase the joint edges strength. Okay. So next, so these are used where the strength is required for making circular, square or rectangular jobs such as pails, tanks, boxes, okay, etc. So and the final one will be a, you can see here, double seam. This is a preparation of a double seam joint. Okay. So double seam we can see. So in figure A, so forming the flange on the body, forming the flange on the body, and in figure B, that is the forming the flange on the bottom. Okay. So here we can see. So this is the one sheet and this will be the another sheet. So this sheet is placed on the body of the flange. So in figure B, so this the flange is placed on the bottom of the, okay, sheet. Next in figure C we can see this is a single seam, and in figure D, so this will be a single seam bent up to the sides of the article, so to form the double seam. Okay, so this is the end of the topic.